If the guy who says absence makes the heart grow fonder wasn't full of shit, then you motherfucker should love me by now.
No, stop! Hold it! I'm here! I'm not late! I'm late, but I'm late because I was helping someone out.
There's a good reason for my absence, though. I was away taking care of my grandmother. Thankfully, it was not C virus related. But while I was gone, it meant that I didn't have access to the internet. And no access to the internet means... Now you might be thinking, with my love for Persona and the recent news, that this would be a video telling you all how great Persona 4 Golden on PC is and why you should go buy it. But looking at the Steam information, I really don't need to do that. So instead, I'm going to tell you about a different game that you should all totally go buy and play. Catherine. Now Catherine is a bit of a departure from games that I've usually covered on the channel because, one, it is Japanese, but it is not an RPG, it's actually a puzzle game, and two, even if you're not into games in general, like if you're in a relationship, I highly recommend you go play Catherine, with your significant other if possible. Catherine isn't just gamey, arcadey bullshit. In between stages and as you make choices, it kind of determines what type of relationship you prefer, and it also kind of draws out the way you think relationships should work, which is very interesting. I don't really want to go into too much detail as to how the game goes about doing that, but if you're willing to sit down and answer the questions honestly and, you know, respond to things the way that you would, you might be surprised as to what you learn about yourself. And if you're playing it with your significant other, then might be surprised to see how they think and what they think about the situation that Vincent, the protagonist, finds himself in. And, you know, it's an interesting conversation between whether or not he did anything wrong and what he should have done versus what he does in the game based off of your choices. So definitely give that a try. As far as gameplay and replayability go, I'm going to be honest, this game is really, really addicting. Even with the story aside, like, once you go through the story, there's really not very much to go through again, unless you just want to see the multiple endings. But I found myself coming back to this game just for the gameplay. It was very fun to move those blocks around and climb up that tower. And I guess it had the same satisfying feeling of like going through Pac-Man Championship Edition, where you're really just there to see how far you can go and how long you can go. So definitely give that a look if you're down to try something new, because this is definitely it's not fast-paced like a shooter, and it's not slow and turn-based like, you know, other things, and it's also not an MMO. So this is a very rare type of game that I'm talking about on the channel here. So Catherine, give it a look. It deserves about as much attention as Persona 4, to be completely honest with you, and I'm not really sure if it got it on Steam or not. I know that it's been out a while, but I didn't really hear anyone talking about it. So yeah, give that a look.